Hello, trombone friends in the 11th and 12th grade. This is Dr. Jeff Phillips, and I'm going to go through your 11th and 12th grade mid-state audition excerpts. And you can find these played by other folks throughout the state, private teachers, stuff like that. And they'll play them for you, and you can get an idea of how these things sound. But I like to started last year kind of putting these things out there with playing the things that I have heard people play incorrectly, so that you know what to look out for and things to avoid, and then particularly how to work up some of the passages within these etudes, so that you're not just beating your head against the wall and getting frustrated. That's my dog right there. I don't know whether you can see him if he's in the camera or not. He will do some cameo barking throughout my playing. All right. Morceau Symphonique is a really standard solo in the trombone world. If you're really going to play it, though, you should actually get the real version, which is in tenor clef. Okay. But anyway, we've got this for us. So the first two notes, B flat to G flat. And I hope you noticed that was a G flat. I hope you noticed all 6 flats in the key signature. I've heard it played with as few as 3. It does not sound the same. So 6 flats there. So here's the thing that I bet 99% of the people do that play this, especially in high school. They go first position B flat to hopefully, third position with the G flat. We'll talk about that in just a second. And they'll go. Botch those first 2 notes, and it's downhill from there. All right, I will throw this out for your consideration. Play the B flat in sharp 5th position. I don't know how. It is not an alternate position. It is what our woodwind friends would call chromatic fingerings. It is a chromatic position. Okay, so we're going to play B flat in sharp 5th. Find it. Okay, you're going to find that first. Don't do that on the audition. You got to know what the note sounds like. Okay, no testing. No, hey, I got to find the note. Hate hearing that, especially if you're in the 11th and 12th grade. You don't need to be doing that. Okay, so B flat in 5th. All right, I'm going to play it there, and then the second note, the G flat. No, I'm not going to play that in 5th too. I'm going to play that in 3rd. But because I'm bringing the slide in, the air pressure sort of helps bump that note up a little bit. You're going to be much less likely to bobble that. Try a few times. I'd almost guarantee that's going to work for you. It changes people's lives when they do that. Okay, so and that should be a natural slur. I'll just tongue it. Okay, somebody's going to come in and play it the way I just said. They're going to beat you. Okay. Okay. Now it also says piano. Exactly. What is piano? Well, there's one right here, but that's not what that is. What is piano? Piano is soft. How soft is soft? Are they sitting back there with a decibel meter going, oops, he played over the... Well, they shouldn't be. But soft is the sound that you are comfortable with making for that first note. Okay. Also realize that this is a solo piece. Okay. It would normally be played in a solo situation. You're in a concert hall that seats 100,000 people. It's a big hall, and you're the only person on stage. You don't want it to be, I'm going to play soft. Your soft has to be heard in the back row of that auditorium. So a solo soft is louder than if you've got 10 trombones in your band director is always going, play softer. Okay, so a solo piano. All right, so play comfortably is what I'm trying to get across. Okay, Whatever comes out first, that's your piano dynamic. You adjust everything else accordingly. All right, so that's a lot of talk over just 2 notes, but. Okay, there's intonation problems just waiting to happen, and baby, have I heard them all. If we do the B flat, sharp 5th, G flat, sharp 3rd, G flat and F sharp, sharp 3rd position, not normal like the E flat, okay? What's that interval? That little minor 6, you gotta get that in your head so you know what that sounds like. So not. And I've heard, oh God, and that just, if you play those first 2 notes grossly out of tune like that, then whoever's back there behind the screen has already formed an opinion of what you're going to sound like. All right, so sharp 5th, sharp 3rd, then the F. I would go back to 1st position for it. You could play it in a sharp 4th, but I would go back to 1st, but it's a flat 1st, okay? And then the D is in normal 1st. So let's just play those notes slowly. All right, I'm going to play that without adjusting where I've heard these things played before. Try not to vomit. I hope you heard the difference. If you don't play the G flat in the right spot, it almost sounds like the F. Okay, that's how out of tune and out of whack this whole thing can start off. And then it's downhill from there. So, okay, then you got those same notes going back up. So again, you got to make those adjustments. That F, sometimes I play that in 4th, kind of a sharp 4th position there, so I get an actual slur. Of course, that means I have to articulate the G flat. If I do it the other way, someplace I'm going to have to articulate. Okay, it's just you want to articulate. You want to legato tongue the F. You want to legato tongue the G flat coming off the F. For me, that 4th to 3rd is a little easier just because of the distance. So you experiment with that, you figure out what you need to do. So here's the opening again for the big time. Okay, so now I've got an octave that I go down here for the next thing. C flat, please. You could play it in 5th, the B flat. And I would play that one in 5th, but that's just me. This has got a lot of good spots for playing B flats in 5th. Okay, you have C flat, C flat. You have 3 C flats in a row. Okay, don't play them all the same. The last one is the most important. So D, D, da. That's where it's going. You might want to taper off on the next on the B flat. Kind of leave that up to you. All right, and you start the next phrase. But if you look, you've got notes now. They don't have a curved line over them, so this is going to be a little contrast. Okay, dotted 8/16. In your head, you've got to be thinking for accuracy. Da 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 da. 1 E, a 2 E, a 3. So a little bit of space. All right, again, that's I play the B flat in 5th, sharp 5th because I like it. And I'm playing the F in sharp 4th because I like it. To me, it just gets to be really burdensome. When people go 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 3 1. When you go there, that's all you got to do. So, I'm not. And do not say those positions are out of tune. They are not out of tune. you're out of tune because you're not listening to what you're playing. Okay, so tune those up. Okay, so that one measure there, the last measure, the first line, a little contrast. Everybody's been smooth, smooth, smooth there. And it's also got a crescendo. So that's going to kind of lead you into the next thing. Yeah, just watch intonation there. E, flat second, F, flat first, C, D flat, E flat. That is not Crockett, that is Daisy, and she's throwing her toy all across the room right now. Okay, so those are the sounds you're hearing in the background. And now she's trying to get his stuff. Every day's an adventure. If I play that without any adjustments, I don't know if I can do this or not. Okay, see, he didn't even like it. Okay, it says diminuendo, but don't do it too soon. Okay, it's a diminuendo for 3 counts, which leads you into piano, the third measure of the second line. And again, you've got a repeated C. There's C, C. So you want to re-articulate that because it's in the next measure. It's also the beginning of the last little, it's not a phrase, but the last little motive there. So you want to articulate that C in the third measure on the second line. So I guess what I'm trying to say is don't get overly concerned about the piano mark on that measure. And again, for me, going out and playing the B flat in a sharp fifth is a whole lot smoother. Okay, it allows that whole phrase to be a little more graceful as far as the ending goes. And for me, you do what works for you if it's good. Okay, all right, going on. Remember what key we're in? About to throw that C flat as a reminder that, hey, C flat's in the key signature, but we've had some C naturals, and we just want to make sure you know this is C flat again, okay? All right. I actually had somebody say, well, it's C flat in the key signature, and there's a flat by the C, so does that mean we flat it again? I'm like, my head just exploded. Don't do that. Okay, so natural slurs. And that's where people will get messed up on the beginning of the third line. Well, that C flat doesn't have a flat by it. It's in the key signature. Oh, yeah, I've heard. Okay, it's in the key signature. All my B flats I'm playing in sharp fifth. Again, that's my preference. I like that better. I think it makes a smoother line, and you may not be used to it, but if you're looking at this early enough in the practice stage, you could get used to it, unless you're looking at this the week before the audition, and good luck with that. Okay, all right, going on, the second measure of the last line of this excerpt one. Now, why on earth people go back to first position for that F, I have no idea. You're in fifth. You're over a foot out from your face, and you want to bring the slide all the way back in for an eighth note, which doesn't get much time, when you could just go 5, 6, 3. Oh, it makes so much sense, doesn't it? You're gonna knock your teeth out if you do that. Okay. And then, yes, it says to get softer, but it's descending in the line. So nature is going to take care of itself because of that. So in my opinion, you need to play that a little fuller so you get a good sound as you go down to the A flat. Also, I don't remember what else I was going to say. So, Oh, I know what it was. B flat. Play it in, or excuse me, the C flat there before, C flat in the third measure from the end. The low one, play in, if you have valve, play it in second position with there. Why would you go from seventh to first unless you don't have a valve, and then, well, then you have to, but otherwise that's just way too much motion. I'm going to show you here something here on the last three notes that'll just blow your mind. Okay, so. Right, I've done where I play that B flat, the next to last note, if you have a valve, in third position, kind of a flat third position with the F attachment. What? I know, it's really cool, but it gets you a really cool natural slur there, and you don't have to worry about any kind of pop. It's really easy to go. It's just something that for me works really well. I would have to work on that last little B flat to E flat again to get that back to where it was years ago when I played this. But throw that out there for that. So there on the, sorry, on the last line of measure, the last measure of line 2. Yeah, and again, don't worry about getting so soft there at the end, nothing comes out. That's as bad as trying to start really soft and nothing comes out. All right, on to excerpt number 2. Okay, if you look at the triplets, the second note is always one position out from the first and the third note. Oh, so you can go ahead and practice that. I would go to first for this one. There's a B flat in fifth because you're playing the C flat in fourth. With that one, I go with first just because I'm lazy. So 3, E flat, D, C flat, C, C flat, B flat. Then go out one position. Then go back to where you started. No, that's not how the rhythm goes. This is just for practice, okay? I know that's not how the rhythm goes. There's a little way to practice it so that you're going back to the same position. So a lot of times, the first and third notes, people will not match up. Play the first one right, the third one will be somewhere on the way to the next one, and it'll be really out of tune. But if you do like I just showed you, that will get you a chance to really tune those up. Don't practice fast from the beginning. Good grief. Okay, so then. And you might want to put a little emphasis on the first of each one. That'll help you when you speed it up. Okay, now, going back to the beginning. This sounds, the first two measures, I always think this is funny. It sounds like it could be in 2/4. What if it was 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2? But it's not. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. So make sure you give the note that's on the downbeat a little kick. Bum, 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 bum. Otherwise, it should be rebarred in 2/4, but it's not. So play it like it's barred. Da dee da da ding da 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 da. Okay, so that one gets a little emphasis. Okay, so with fire. The second note, the D. You're playing a D between an E flat and a C. Play it in fourth. play it in fourth. Just get in the habit of doing that. Then I won't have to do that when you come to me in college, okay? But the next one, you got to, I'll play those in first. You're coming back up. So you're going out, coming back in, then you're going out. Okay, with fire. So articulate them. To, 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 to. And think about the speed the triplets are going to go. That's however fast you start. I hate hearing bum, 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 bum. See, figure out the harder parts. That's the speed you got to go. All right, let's move on. I'll come back. I'm going on the last measure of the first line. Again, I'm playing that D in fourth. Now, before you freak out on the next thing, E flats, G's, B flats. It's an E flat major arpeggio. So maybe you need to practice that. Starting on the second line on the note that's on measure 3, that E flat, and playing it backwards. So you hear it, okay? E flat arpeggio. Okay? Alright, timing wise, that tie, folks will mess that up. 1, 2, 1, ba ba ba, ba 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 ba. You might want to break there. Slightly risky to break and then play the G, but not really. In my opinion, it gives you a little more power and a little more confidence. I'd probably play that B flat in fifth too. Oh my gosh, the next thing. Okay, so the next thing is an E flat scale, but it goes up to B flat. D in fourth. Okay, there's your E flat scale. Then you play. So practice those two separate things. Here's my E flat scale. Here's E flat going up to B flat, and then put it all together. We are not happy over there. Okay, so you get a B flat, and then the next thing are octave B flats. Okay, so there's all of that. So your tempo needs to be the speed you're going to play that at. I can only go da 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 da. All right, that's the speed you go da da. That makes the triplets da 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 da. That means your beginning is bum bum bum. I don't even know what speed that is. Don't really care. Okay, so what if you're going dum ticka 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 dum, then da 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 da. I don't know why I can still do this. This has been like a long time. I don't know if you want to do that. Don't. You ain't pressing nobody doing that. All right, so you're going on, same kind of stuff, different tonality. Look at these G flats and F flats, all this fun stuff. All right, going on third line. G flat, sharp third. Don't go. Yeah, see, he didn't like that. I know it, baby. All right, and then the next measure with the triplets, approach it just like you did the other one. Look at the first note of each one. G flat, F, F flat, E natural, in harmony. Then E flat, D, D flat. Second note. Then add the third one. Then you don't even have to look at them, right? And that will also help you get them faster there too. All right, so here's a timing thing, another timing thing. You come off the triplets, triplet, triplet, da, 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 da. You get the eighth notes. Bump, 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 bump. Hamburger, 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 hot dog, hot dog, hot dog bun. Right? Yet you laugh. You think that you'll be right. All right. Otherwise, you're going to go bum 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 bum. No, it does not say double time on the last 4 bars, does it? No. Okay. So now I've heard this before. I was like, whoa, 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 buddy. It is a built-in retard, rhythmic retard there. All right. So, all right. Next thing that I've just heard splattered all over Kingdom Come, especially from high school students. Sorry, hate to generalize, but I've heard they go, well, it says FZ, says Sforzando there, so I'm gonna do it. Okay. And we go. The dogs will not like this. Yes, I think that one wet. Oh God, now I gotta clean up pee. Okay, so anyway, don't do that. It's just Sforzando. It's just a little more of an accent. You don't have to hurt people. You know, if men, women, children, dogs, cats, babies, if they all start crying, that's too much. Okay. When it says musicality down there, that's like no, none. So a little taste. Instead of putting the emphasis on one note major, put it on 2. There. And then 1 or 2, 3, and 2 and 3. A 1, 2. Ta-tia, ta-tia. That way you get that accent on beat 1 on the F there in the last measure. And you really can think of playing that B flat, the 16th note, almost kind of like a pickup note. Right? And if it's a little shorter than it should be, it's probably going to sound better in the long run. And most people aren't going to like saying anything anyway. Trust me. Okay. All right. Well, that's a great excerpt. You really, I highly suggest that, you know, after you kind of get through this thing, you buy the whole thing. It's a great solo. It's one of the standard ones for college auditions just about anywhere. Really, really standard, the whole thing. And if you can play these 2 sections, you can play the rest of it. I think you'll like it. So get the real thing after you've kind of gone through this and you've, you know, stressed out enough about the mid-stage stuff. Buy the whole thing. Okay, so I hope those little helpful hints will help you as you prepare for your audition for mid-state for the 11th and 12th grade stuff. And if you got any questions, your band directors know how to get in touch with me. But you can just do that directly if you can't or you're afraid to ask them. And you can remember it because I have an easy way to get in touch with me so that I can remember it. It's easy. It is JeffPhillipsTrombone.com. My name, the instrument.com. JeffPhillipsTrombone.com. And you can contact me through my website and find all sorts of other things there that you might find interesting pertaining to trombone. Anyhow, so hopefully this has helped you out as you prepare for the audition. And that's it. All right. Good luck. Audition well. Happy tromboning.